The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jacob was the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called Christ. Now the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, when his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child of the Holy Spirit, and her husband Joseph, being a man, a just man, and unwilling to put her to shame, resolved to send her away quietly. But as he considered this, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. When Joseph woke from sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Joseph is considered, after Our Lady, one of the most holy people in the church. Yet very little is known about him. For the first two chapters of Matthew and Luke, we hear about Joseph. After finding Jesus in the temple, nothing is heard about Joseph. Yet from the 4th century, much was believed about him, and he was revered by millions and millions of people, simply because he was the husband of Mary and the earthly father of Jesus. He was the one that protected the mother of Jesus so that she could be the incredible mother that she was. He had a great esteem for her. He could see within her things that you and I have not seen. And this incredible love for her and his love for God enabled him to be that adopted father of Jesus. So much so that in the culture it was Joseph that would have taken him into the synagogue. It was probably Joseph that showed him where to sit and what men in the Jewish faith did. It was Joseph, not Mary. And so we need to take cognizance of what the Pope is saying to us about St. Joseph in this apostolic letter that he writes to us. It's on our website. You can look at it, you can read it, or you can download it. Pope Francis tells us, and I have believed this for many years, and there's a lot of research around it, is that the world is lacking good fathers. Fathers who are not only responsible for their own biological children, which sadly is not the case in many countries around the world, but as fathers we are called to be fathers to all children and to be protectors of all women. They do not have to be our wives, but we have an obligation to look after every single woman in the world and every child. Well, as men, we have not done a very good job. You only have to look at the statistics in any country. And so Pope Francis is promoting this year of St. Joseph so that we can try and understand what are our duties as fathers? And in his encyclical, he has 7 chapters, and you don't have to remember them because you're all going to go and read the letter, obviously. But he has 7 categories which describe Joseph: a beloved father, a tender, loving father, an obedient father, an accepting father, a creative, courageous father, a working father, a father in the shadows. Even today, we see that Our Lady was blessed. She had a clean-up, our statue at the back. I noticed Annabella giving Our Lady a spruce up, and I thought, well, is that what you ladies do when it is the celebration of your husbands? Or you go and get your nails done and your hair done so you can look all clean and shiny? And Annabella said, no, but just a coincidence. Well, I think it was the Holy Spirit saying Mary needs to be polished up a little bit, but this is a great day. And she too wants to acknowledge the wonderful father that he was to Jesus. So today I wonder if we could do this little exercise. I'm going to read out these 7 chapters again. And I'd like you to close your eyes as I read them out, and whichever one of the 7 stays in your mind as I read them out. Maybe today you can just reflect on that particular title without reading the document. What does it mean for you? So if you wouldn't mind closing your eyes, and I'm going to read them out 3 times, quickly. And whatever sticks in your mind, just one, you can change it for the first, second, and third time I read it. But try and stick on one that really resonates with you. Joseph was a beloved father, a tender, loving father, an obedient father, an accepting father, a creative and courageous father, a working father, a father in the shadows. Which one has struck a chord with you? I'll read them again. A loving father, a tender, a beloved father, that's the word, a beloved father, a tender, loving father, an obedient father, an accepting father, a creative, courageous father, a working father, a father in the shadows. Which of these titles is resonating with you? I'll read it for the last time. A beloved father, a tender, loving father, an obedient father, an accepting father, a creative and courageous father, a working father, a father in the shadows. You may open your eyes. Jesus was taught by this father, this earthly father. And as Jesus grew up, it was the first experience of fatherhood in Joseph that enabled him to develop such a dynamic relationship with God the Father that even when he went and died on the cross, as we will be celebrating soon, in the Garden of Gethsemane, he reached the pinnacle of what Joseph started through God the Father. But starting in the earthly Jesus, where he was able to say, take this cup from me. This is tough. Human suffering is tough. But not my will, but your will be done. That's what he prayed to the Father. His intimate relationship with God the Father was so strong that in the moment of his incredible suffering, beyond which none of us will truly understand, it was to his Father that he turned. And we can only but presume that because of his experience from a young child of this protective, loving, working father in the shadows, Joseph, it was there that he was able to understand the incredible love of God the Father. St. Joseph was an incredible man. Little is known about him, but his effects in the world have been astronomical. He was never God. He was never the mother of Jesus as Mary was. But after them, after Jesus and Mary, there seems to be little doubt in many people's minds that he must have been one of the holiest people that have ever lived.